This week 3 preview and picks edition in the Big 12 college experience, part of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network, is brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the app now and use the promo code SGP. New customers can score $200 in bonus bets instantly when they bet just $5 on football, only on DraftKings Sportsbook with the code SGP. We're also brought to you by Game Time. Snag those tickets without stress. Use the promo code CFBX on your first purchase to save $20. Download Game Time. Use the promo code CFBX. And we are brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Play the Underdog Pick'em in college or NFL. Win 20 times in one game. Use the promo code SGPN at Underdog Fantasy for a 100% deposit up to $100. And finally, but not least, we're brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets, a sports betting research platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Download the Hall of Fame app and visit HOFbets.com. Use the promo code SGPN to get 50% off your first month and start making smarter bets today. And welcome, everybody, back to the Big 12 College Experience, part of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. Thursday, September the 14th, Week 3 is here. Week 3 is upon us. Got games kicking off here in an hour. Shout out to the chat. It's already rocking and rolling. Ryan Hasty, shout out, my man. Can't wait to get college basketball going here soon. But, hey, first, we got to talk this Week 3 slate featuring, kind of a game that's important to this show. It might be going on in Morgantown, West Virginia, but we'll get to all the action. You're wondering who the hell's yelling at you right now. It's Moneyline Mac, a.k.a. the former video coordinator for Bob Huggins and Frank Martin, and joined each and every episode. He was born in Provo, Utah. Shout out to the Cougs. He's got family in Ames, Iowa. They got a tough one in Ohio this weekend, but he lives in Morgantown, West Virginia, and he's ready to brawl. Rambling Rush, what is up?
All ready to brawl. Got the beautiful Country Roads Trust Lager I'll be enjoying during this episode. 15% of sales will go to the Country Roads Trust. So let's get some football players out in West Virginia. But hey, all three teams you mentioned there, the family teams, they all got games this weekend. So gonna be an interesting weekend in the Bishop household.
Yes, it will. And third man in the box. And, he is an adopted West Virginia fan. And, of course, he likes to rock an Eat Shit Pit shirt. Eat Shit Pit. He's got whether it's in Stillwater, Rico.
I think he asked me what's going on.
Yeah.
All right. Not much. I am wearing the same shirt that I wore on Tuesday. I did do a load of laundry, so this isn't a dirty shirt if you guys are worried. But if it was, who gives a fuck? Yeah, I mean, not a huge Week 3 slate in terms of what we're looking forward to. Maybe some every week we're looking for some of these banger games. But we at least get one we know is going to be fucking tough between West Virginia and Pitt. So kind of excited. I really hope I hit my overbet on the burnt couches. I'm going to need, I know they'll burn some even if they don't win, but the amount after the win is going to be worth, you're going to have to send somebody in there like a local reporter to do a count.
Yes, we will. And I'm back. I'm back better than ever. Everybody knows me from the college basketball experience. Wi-Fi can be a little hit or miss here. This
Pitt fans are attacking, Ryan. Yeah. They're coming after.
They've been attacking. Russia collusion. The damn Russians are trying to get me again. But, yeah, it's bullshit. Sorry. So I asked you, how are you doing, Big 12 Guru? I heard you, and then crash. Pitt fans were hacking my Wi-Fi, but they can't keep me down. You know me. I'm a vet. Yeah. I got my hotspot ready to rock and roll. Eat shit, Pitt. Nobody's slowing me down this weekend. Nobody's slowing down the Mountaineers, but we got other games to dive into. Weird week, guys, because we got the final week of non-conference slate, but then we also got Houston's inaugural Big 12 game with TCU coming to town, one of the schools that kept out Houston. I'll go right back to you, Troy. Troy, what are you looking for in this slate? Any games that pop your eye other than the brawl? We'll talk about the brawl plenty.
I mean, the South Alabama Oklahoma State game scares the living shit out of me. The Jaguars of South Alabama. I mean, Oklahoma State's lucky this game is in Stillwater. That might be the only thing that saves them by the skin of their teeth. But you can even see it in the line. It was 7.5, kind of going back and forth between there. Not a lot of confidence in Oklahoma State. And after the first 2 weeks, I could see why. The South Alabama team's pretty damn good.
Completely agree.
I'm contrarian on that game. I'm not too worried about that. I mean, we got Gundy. We got Gunner Gundy leading the way, man. He should be good for at least for 8 points. Of course, we'll break down that game later, Ryan. But hey, I think a lot of people are down on this week, and it's something I'm contrarian on as well. I mean, you got Kansas State, Missouri, a little rivalry there. We brought it up. Ohio, Iowa State could get a little upset there in Athens. Cincinnati better watch out with Miami of Ohio.
Yes.
We've already gone over OK State, BYU, Arkansas. BYU's definitely going to want that revenge. Arkansas killed them last year in Provo, and they're going to want to get right, of course, before they go at Kansas next week and start their Big 12 schedule off. Wyoming, Texas, big spread there, but hey, we've seen what Wyoming's capable of. A game I think is going to be weird, Nevada, Kansas, and then, of course, we bring it up with Houston and West Virginia. I don't think this is a bad week at all, especially in the Big 12. I think a lot of people are, just because we've seen 2 weeks of already greatness, I think we're in for another one.
And I was going to say, I know we might skip through this one because the line's not out on it yet, and I did kind of tease it on Tuesday, but Texas Tech in a get-right spot against Tarleton State, kind of sandwiched, and Tarleton State's 2-0, and I don't know if that's a big line. I'm thinking about taking the points there when that one gets dropped.
I want to say Colby. So Colby does a good job of estimating these games over at the main show. Go check out the College Football Experience. They went through all the games last night. I want to say he said like 31 or 32. So I kind of agree with you. I kind of want to take the points. I'm not trusting Texas Tech right now until I see it. But yeah, the games that there's a couple trap spots for these Big 12 teams, but we'll talk about each and every one of them on the other side. But first, we got to talk. If you want to bet some damn games this week, get over to DraftKings because football's back in full swing with another week of epic games. And who's got you covered in the action for every single one of them? DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the National Football League. New customers can bet $5 on football and get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Nobody's missing out on the action. All DraftKings customers can do is take advantage of these 2 new offers. Every game day is September. Get in on the NFL action week 2. The lines are over there. They're moving like crazy. Download the app now and use the promo code SGP. Sign up. New customers can bet $5 to take home $200 instantly in bonus bets. What are you doing? Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with the code SGP. The crown is yours. And if you got a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details and state-specific responsible gambling resources. Bonus bets expires 7 days after insurance. And we're also talking about game time. I feel like a broken record. The tickets are expensive nowadays. Inflation's up, gas is up, beer's up, everything's up. But it's not up game time because you can get your favorite events stressful free. You don't want to be stressing over the games, man. You want to go there, have a couple cold ones, enjoy the game. Hopefully your team wins, especially if you want to go to the Brawl on Saturday and watch West Virginia kick Pitt's ass. Game Time is the fastest and easiest way to buy tickets for all sports, music, comedy, and theater near you with killer deals on the last minute. You don't have to plan months in advance. Price will guarantee you can stop stressing over tickets and start getting hyped for the fun you'll have. Rush is an advocate of the Game Time app.
Absolutely.
Been using it for years. Rush, tell a little bit of story about how you use a little Game Time action to get what you need.
Well, hey, I'm always when I'm back in the DC area, our hometown, Ryan, visit our good buddy in the middle here, Troy Chewning, as a season ticket holder of the Nationals. Always down to catch some Nationals game. Always good to get some painkillers at Walter's Sports Bar. Shout out Walter's. And hey, Sometimes I want those last minute tickets. I want to see where the seat's going to be at, and I don't want to pay full price. So I'll just chill at Walters, drink a couple beers. Next thing you know, I see those price go down. Use the Game Time app, best interface, best game ticket app out there by far. Used it since its inception. And hey, next thing I know, I'm sitting right next to Troy, and we're enjoying a nice Nats win. So yeah, Game Time's always been there for me. Love them.
I mean, that price will drop, and you'll be like, God damn, how many beers did I have? How many fireball shots did I have? That can't be the right price. It is the right price because Game Time has you covered. Get over there and snag the tickets without stress with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use the promo code SGPN for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code SGPN for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. And we are getting right into this slate in the Big 12. Like usual, we will start with the FCS, FBS games. But before we recap, last week, we were jobbed on our Moneyline Round Robin, by the way. Baylor should have won and Texas Tech should have won. Rice took care of business. On the season, me and Kennedy in the basement at 10-10, so flat even 500
Oh, wow,
record.
a coin going 500. Never thought of that.
No doubt, especially with these bigger numbers. You might as well flip a damn coin. Troy and Rush are sitting at 11-9, so everybody's within the ballpark of one another. Trying to figure out these teams, and then we will dive into the Big 12 slate only next week outside of TCU and SMU. That's the final non-con game because TCU has Houston today. But let's get right into this slate because this is a good one. Oh, yeah, LIU, Long Island. You're going to want to bring your Long Island to watch this freaking terrible game. West Virginia beat Long Island. I think they're still scoring. Troy, are Baylor Bears finally going to be a smash spot? I mean, my God.
I think I saw Long Island has 2 touchdowns total in their first 2 games combined. So
it's not good.
Oh, it's not that good. The Sharks are not looking great. I mean, you can basically swim right up to the field, so that might play a little bit into it. Like maybe they get a field goal or something. But yeah, I would think Baylor's in a smash spot here.
Dude, I feel like the Long Island Sharks business model is let's get money from getting our asses kicked from other schools. They're really good at it.
Yeah, it's fair. Yeah, play the points whenever it comes out.
Next up, give the kids a couple Long Islands before they go out and get slapped by a major D1 team.
Ooh, yeah, it's could be gross.
I gotta say this just real quick because last year with Long Island, I know we're already spending way too much time on them. They lost their first 7 games or 8 games and then won their last 4. So if that doesn't explain that team, I don't know what does.
Yeah. This is going to be gross. All right, next up, another gross one. Villanova, the Wildcats. You know, now those Wildcats, they got 2 national championships in the last 10 years in basketball. Too bad for them, it's not basketball. Jay Wright ain't walking through that door for these Villanova Wildcats. Going down to the bounce house, no John Rice Plumlee, but still a beatdown. Troy, don't you agree?
I still think it's going to be a beatdown. It's nice that the backup, Timmy McClain, he's an Ole Miss transfer. It's nice that he gets this Villanova game to kind of work himself out and figure out the tempo that Gus really wants to go at, because I don't think John Reese is going to be playing here at least for 2 or 3 weeks.
That injury looked bad. I agree with you.
Yeah, how long is he? You said 2 to 3 weeks?
All they've said so
At
far
least.
is a couple of weeks. They haven't really gone any further into depth, but I mean, that could be, a month and a half.
Yeah, because he was – yeah, they need him. They absolutely do. But, yeah, curious to see how UCF steps up in this spot right here. Hey, a good get-right game for them.
Go ahead.
Yeah, as they take on Big 12 play. Yep, go ahead, Ryan.
Yep, all good. And I'm going to do my best at 10 at where each team goes next week. UCF goes to K-State, like Rush said. Tough spot, especially without Plumlee. Baylor's got Texas and Waco. Next up, Texas Tech will go to Morgantown next weekend for the Big 12 opener, but they got to take on little brother, the Texans of Tarleton State. Billy Gillespie, coach of basketball. Troy, sneaky spot here for the Texans of Tarleton.
I mean, if it's 31 or 32 or somehow more than that, then you got to take the points with Tarleton State. I mean, so far, all Texas Tech has done is really shuck themselves in big situations, and
It's fair.
it seems like, I don't know, it seems like they just don't quite have it, and you'll be able to tell in this game if they only win by 28 points and you're able to get a cover out of it. But I would lean Tarleton in the points.
Yeah. Rush, you?
Yeah, I mean, that sounds right. Anything below, I'd say 32, like a 32 and a half and below. Maybe take Texas Tech. Anything above. Texas Tech needs this. They need to show something. Them and Baylor both, because they're not making me look good by any means. So they need to wake up.
They do need to wake up. Hey, none of them count against the Big 12 record. So
they do not.
Your possibility is still on the table. All
I
right, let's get to
everyone
some real
right
games.
away when they lost to Texas Tech. I'm like, Texas State doesn't count, guys. Doesn't count.
Yeah, it does not count. I will say what does count in bragging rights. It's the old border war here. And I know sometimes you can say the Jayhawks and Missouri is the real border war, but K-State and Missouri fucking hate each other too. Back to the Big 8 days. This is going to be a hell of a game. Over-under set at 47.5. K-State, kind of a short favorite here going to Columbia. Early 11 a.m. kickoff. K-State beat the shit out of Missouri last week. This line, everybody's betting K-State. Coming off last week's beatdown of the Troy Trojans, looked really impressive. I think this is a letdown. They get out of there alive, but I'm taking Missouri in the points. I think this is a field goal game. I think K-State gets out of there alive.
This is the opposite of a letdown game. That's one of the bad picks that you're going to make here, Mac.
You're diving into the stink.
So last week against Troy, K-State had 20 tackles for loss. That defense is living in the backfield, and Missouri's real strength is probably their run defense, and that's only because they haven't had to play somebody like Will Howard that can convert third downs and can make plays through the air. Kansas State runs away with this one. This isn't even a game. Missouri was kind of a hot pick coming into the year to be a little bit better than they are. They're not.
Yeah, I agree with you, Troy. I think for some reason Missouri had the hype train this year. I don't believe in the Missouri hype train. I've seen this too many times and them fail. I think Kansas State has way too many weapons, overpowers them, and especially now that they play UCF next week and probably Plumlee's not in the game. I wasn't necessarily a look ahead game to begin with, but it really isn't now. So I think Kansas State, especially in a rivalry game, is going to really want to take it to Missouri. And I agree. I think they cover that 4 points. So we'll see what the former president has to say about it. And he is on tails. He is on Mizzou.
All right, he's getting in the foxhole with me. 90% of the bets, money on K-State, line going the other way. All right, Kennedy, let's get into that foxhole together. K-State by a field goal. Moving along in another game with the short number here with a road favorite. The Cyclones of Iowa State are going to Athens, Ohio, where everybody gets laid. That place is going to be absolutely bonkers. I've struggled with this one all week. And you know me, I love home dogs. I'm going to take a bounce back for Iowa State. I thought that they actually outplayed Iowa outside of a pick six last week. They won the stats, but they threw the pick six, unfortunately. I think they avoid the pick six. I think they're able to wear down Ohio, Big 12, trenches versus the MAC. I think Iowa State gets away from this late and covers this number. But this is not – I'm not saying they're going to drill Ohio by any means. I think they win by 10. They go from 3 to 10 late. I'll take Iowa State by 10 here.
I don't even have them winning by that much. I'm not taking Ohio in the points. I know Rourke is back for the Bobcats, and he's good. And the way that they're going to play this game, both teams are going to be A-OK just playing Big Ten football and fucking smashing into each other and grinding it out. I think this line is off by a point. I'm going 2016 Iowa State, covering by 1.
It's a good way of putting it, Troy. This game might be disguised as like a Big Ten West game. I'm going contrarian here. I'm going Ohio money line. I think the Ohio State Avalanche started last week when, you're right. Maybe they could have beaten Iowa. It definitely shouldn't have been that many points. And I think I think Iowa State is, because of their situations, they're just not going to have it. And I think this is where it begins. Whoever scheduled this game in Athens, have no idea why you did. Ohio got killed by Iowa State last year. I'm sure some of them remember that. For our Moneyline Round Robin at the end, probably put this one in there for me, Ryan. But I'm definitely at a minimum taking the points with Ohio. Home dogs, baby. So we'll see what Kennedy has to say again about it all. Oh, he is with me in Ohio. He's getting out of that foxhole, Ryan.
There you go. He is in that. He's home dogging it up. He was on the roadhead last week, but now he wants to come back home. Moving along. Let's
hail from home.
Yeah. Let's go to almost at Norman, but it's not in Norman. It's actually in Tulsa, Oklahoma. But it'll be a home game for Oklahoma. You know, Tulsa actually looked all right last week against Washington. I think Washington's better than Oklahoma. I don't love it. I'll take the points, though. I'll take Oklahoma wins by 24. Not crazy about this pick.
Yeah, I don't really love the 28.5 either. That seems like a little bit too much, even though they're going to a road game where it's going to take the equipment managers longer to pack everything up than it is to get there. I think this one is I'm going to take the points with Tulsa too. I think maybe Oklahoma even wins this by exactly 28 or maybe 24 or something like you said. But I would be looking for Dillon Gabriel props again in this game. I think in order to get anywhere near that spread, they're going to have to actually score and should have a much bigger talent differential than they did against SMU. SMU is a good team. You got to remember that. They found a way to cover even though it was by half a point, but SMU is pretty good.
Yeah.
No, they lost by half a point. SMU didn't cover last week.
No. Oklahoma covered.
Oklahoma covered. Yeah. My bad. This game's going to be 56-10. I think if you're taking Dillon Gabriel props, which I agree with, is he's going to light it up. Venables is going to do everything he can to disguise the fraud that he is. I think Oklahoma kills Tulsa. It's not even a road game. I'm going around 56-10 for Oklahoma. And we'll see what a certain president has to say. And he is with me joining OU on this as well.
Sooner. All righty. So you guys are on Oklahoma. Troy and I are on Tulsa. Don't love it. But hey, you know what we do love? We love Hall of Fame bets because win bigger by betting smarter this NFL season with Hall of Fame bets, the sports betting analytics platform for parlay, player props, and game lines. Research every NFL, NBA, MLB, and soccer with historical stats and data. How about that? They got some soccer data. 2-1, as I can tell you. That's how every game finishes. Enter any parlay idea with the Hall of Fame bets revolutionary parlay optimizer tool to get rates broken down by each leg. Sort all the player hit rates so that you know which ones are hot and which ones are not. Stop betting in the dark and join over 30,000 users researching the Hall of Fame bets to craft more intelligent, data-driven parlays. Get over there, download the Hall of Fame Bets app, or visit hofbets.com. Use the code SGPN to get 50% off your first month today. Start researching, start winning with Hall of Fame Bets today. And we're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Everybody knows Underdog Fantasy. It has a way to play alongside your favorite football team all season long. You can win up to 20 times your money in a single game by just going 5 for 5. It's a fantasy game, but you can win real money. Troy, well, real quick, this week, the special promotion, they're giving away $100,000. That is $100,000, 6 figures. All you have to do is make a pick'em selection that includes Tua's passing yards over 277.5 against the New England Patriots,
Better not happen.
lower. Underdog is to select 10 random winners to give out $10K to each. God damn, I'm on the under. New England bounced back. They should have beat Philly last week. Troy, though, you love Dillon Gabriel once again this week, though, right?
Yeah, the reason why I love Dillon Gabriel is it seems like you can throw in a rush TD and really, really increase your odds, and they don't have a problem, him pulling the ball on his own read by the goal line. So I like those. I'm sure we'll get into it, but some Jalen Daniels props on the road in Nevada, I like those too. A week after wearing out the rust and still looking pretty good. So, I mean, specifically on the Tua thing, I'm on the under. That Bill Belichick defense looked pretty good against Jalen. So,
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I like that angle as well. So watch along, make your picks, and maybe a little bit of cash over on Underdog Fantasy mobile app or website, underdogfantasy.com. And when you use the promo code SGPN, Underdog will double your first deposit up to $100. Underdog Fantasy promo code SGPN. And we are back on the Big 12 College Experience, talking week 3 action. Moving along in the slate, we got, trap game for the Cincinnati Bearcats. Currently, Cincinnati's laying 14.5 against little brother from Oxford, Ohio, home of Big Ben Roethlisberger, over under set at 45.5. I am all over Miami of Ohio. This is a sandwich spot of sandwich spots. Cincinnati coming off the big Pitt win, eat shit Pitt. Oklahoma on deck. I think that's big noon kickoff. If I'm not mistaken, next week at Cincinnati. Yep, it's the Fox game of the week. I think they're a live dog next week against Oklahoma, but they got to get through this one first. All over Miami of Ohio, and honestly, I think you may even sprinkle just a little bit on that money line. This is a game. This is a little brother angle here. Troy?
Now, Cincinnati's defensive line is going to absolutely dominate Miami of Ohio's, but I don't know if their offense is going to be able to operate well enough, especially with that hook. When I saw it at 14 a little bit earlier, I was thinking that was probably placed about right. That hook scares me, so give me the hook in Miami of Ohio.
I like it.
Yeah, I think we might see that basement Emory Jones we've talked about a couple times in this game, especially as you brought up, Ryan, that they play Oklahoma next week. I'm with you. That hook is scary as well. Hey, if you want to throw a couple bucks on the money line, I'm probably with you there. Maybe we'll consider this as part of our Moneyline Round Robin at the end of this, but I'm all over Miami of Ohio as well.
Plus 450.
That's not bad. And guess what? Kennedy is as well. Look at that. Us
four in a row.
Finally agree on something. So
on the Red Hawks, aka the Redskins, Big Ben's alma mater. I love it. All right, we'll go from Cincinnati to, God damn, it's another freaking game with the hook and another scary spot for the Jaguars. Are going to Stillwater. Over under set at 48.5. I feel like Oklahoma State's playing with fire with this 3 QB system.
Oh, they are.
God, I could see them getting away late. With where it's at, I'm on the Jags. I'll take the 7.5. Oklahoma State wins by 6 or 7. Gundy grinds out another one-possession game. South Alabama is very experienced. They already went on the road to Tulane. He honestly probably might be better than Oklahoma State if Pratt's there. But, yeah, I'm on the Jags. I'll take the points.
So the whole thing, like Oklahoma State just needs a gunner and a wrangler, and got Wrangle and Gunner. So if they just use those two instead of Bowman, I think they will be able to cover this. But not only is this one that I'm not really, I'm going to take Oklahoma State to cover, but I'm not betting that personally. I think the better and more valued bet is the line on South Alabama.
I don't hate it. It's sitting at what, plus 235? Yep.
It's not even really that long, and that experience could really be the difference between some of these games that Gundy's been able to sneak out against a little bit more inferior opponents. That experience, and you get a chance to hang in there for long enough. I'm going with him to cover because it's in Stillwater, but I think there's a chance that this is a straight up road dog.
Yeah, I'm with the cover on Oklahoma State as well. Not high confidence level. That hook is a little scary, but yes, it being in Stillwater is a great thing. Oklahoma State really needs to, figure itself out, figure out their identity, and really set the tone before they start Big 12 play. Luckily, they have Iowa State next week, which may not be obviously the original matchup we thought it would be, but they're gonna have to get these wins, when they can. If Gundy really wants to continue his winning streak here, and some of these are going to have to be a little more convincing than others. I'm with you. I'm taking Oklahoma State at minus 7.5, but not a high confidence level. There does seem something a little fishy about this game. So, and Kennedy's wants some roadhead from this game. He's all over South Alabama.
He's on the Jaguars, and
I think it's
shout
also
out to our guy.
It's also worth noting that anytime Oklahoma State sees Iowa State on the schedule, they're probably looking ahead, no matter how good or bad that Iowa State team is. That's just one that has given them trouble.
Sure.
Always. We went through that in the preseason.
They may not be able to look ahead
before they
with
gambled
their situation.
Yeah.
So.
All right, let's go to talk about polar opposite human beings. You got the Mormons going to Pigville, going to Fayetteville, Arkansas. You got Arkansas laying 8.5, over under set at 47.5. I think BYU's live here, man. I have not been impressed with Arkansas. Arkansas kind of snuck by Kent State, blew it open a little bit late, but I just have not been that impressed. I actually think that they're pretty overrated. I know KJ Jefferson's really good, but I kind of like BYU's defense here to keep this thing close, and I think they have a chance to go on the road and actually get the revenge. I know they got their ass kicked last year, but different team. New quarterback, obviously, was Keaton Slovis. I don't know if I really want to include that in my handicap, but I think their defense keeps this thing intact. Close game, one possession. I'll take the Cougs, Rush.
I like it.
I think BYU's run defense is a little too good, and you might not see the best of KJ. I mean, you haven't yet this year. And when I was looking at this line, they're going to have to get, 27, 28 points out of Arkansas in order to cover this 8.5, I think. I'm taking the points with BYU. And again, I don't really hate the money line play. I don't know if I'm personally into it, but if it's going to be within 8, it's probably worth a couple of bucks.
It is another money line contender at the end of the episode for the round robin. Hey, when I did the BYU breakdown with Colby, I did not feel great about this game. I did not realize Jay Hill's defense was going to click the way it did. I was scared. We're all like, oh, great. We're going to go back to leaning on the offense for everything. But you guys are absolutely correct. This game comes down to one factor. Can that BYU defense stop KJ? And I think they're more than capable of doing it. They've played well, obviously they played Arkansas last year, but they've gone into hostile environments in the past many times and come out with wins. I think at a minimum, you take the points here. I'm all over BYU. We'll see if Kennedy's all over BYU. He might have some conflicting lifestyles, so we'll see how he feels about this one. Oh, I have a question. If it landed on tails but slid off the table, is it a redo or is it tails?
Redo.
Okay, redo. All right, just trying to be fair. We run it back. Oh, he is on BYU. Maybe he's going to clean it up. Maybe for one game, he's like, you know what? I do need a little bit of a tolerance break. Let the system rest a bit. We'll cheer for BYU in this one.
So we're all on BYU, and Ryan makes a good point in the chat. Rocket Sanders isn't there. Rocket Sanders went for over 1,400 yards last year. He killed BYU.
Yeah.
He had 200 yards last year, 3 touchdowns, 12 yards to carry. That's a big loss. I think completely different team. BYU's another candidate for our Moneyline Round Robin at the end.
A lot of teams ran it up on BYU last year. That's why Jay Hill
sucked ass. So speaking of teams that are going to run it up, Texas is running it up in the polls right now. They're laying 29.5, over under set at 48.5. No way. Wyoming. But wait until kickoff. Because I think you're going to get the Texas inflation where this thing's going to go to like 30-31. Everybody's going to want to bet Texas. They just saw them beat Alabama. Wait a little bit and then hop on Wyoming right before kickoff. I think they keep it around 3 scores like Rice did.
What's the Wyoming quarterback's name? Peasley?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of a gamer. I mean, he's probably going to get hit pretty hard a few times by this big-ass Texas team. I'm thinking the other way. I think anything under 30, I'm riding Texas, laying the points with Sober Sark. It's not quite time for the roller coaster. Like they're still on the lift hill right now. Texas is still going up. The confidence is still going up. Not yet. They're not gonna slip up yet, and I think they do cover.
For some reason, this game screams backdoor cover by Wyoming. I think it's going to be around that 34 points. Maybe we see an Arch Manning appearance, or second, third strings coming in, and then Peasley will do something, and I'm Wyoming here with the plus 29.5. Another game where the hook scares me a bit. But yeah, I mean, Wyoming's not going to win this game. They've already won their Super Bowl.
Maybe.
But I just, well, I mean, we can all hope, right? But probably
They already
not.
beat one Texas Big 12 school.
To me, this game just screams backdoor cover. So only one way to find out.
Troy, who'd you take?
Texas to cover.
Texas. Who'd Kennedy take?
Mr. Kennedy is on Wyoming himself.
Good job, Kennedy. Smart decision. He doesn't want to get laid in Austin yet.
Yeah. Well, Kennedy has an interesting relationship with the Republic of Texas, so
no doubt. Yeah, especially where TCU is. All right, moving along. Let's go to the weird game in Reno, Nevada. Nevada, arguably the worst power, or not power. They're nothing power. They suck. Division I program. 28's a lot of points on the road, but I can't get on board with Nevada. I'll take Kansas. I'll lay a weird number. Weird game, but Kansas blows it open late with like 5 straight touchdowns to win by 30.
Yeah, this one is a don't overthink it. Nevada is absolutely ass, and Kansas is actually really good. I think 28 might even be a little low. I wouldn't be surprised to see like a 48-7 or 48-10 game here.
Troy, you're absolutely right. Don't overthink it. I'm not thinking at all with this next pick. I'm feeling it. Like I said, when we did our previews over the summer, I just said this game felt weird to me. It was in Reno. I didn't like this game at all. Not the highest confidence, but I'm feeling it. I'm going to at least take the points with Nevada. Something tells me something, like we keep saying, weird, interesting is going to happen this game. Hey, maybe Colin Kaepernick finds out he actually has a year of eligibility left and comes back in the game.
Only 2 points that'll take him.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, if Colin Kaepernick comes in the game, then I'm switching back over to Kansas. So anyway, but hey, I got to stick to what I've been said all off season about this game. Weird things happen in Reno 911. And I'll take the points with Nevada. And Kennedy is joining me as well.
Nevada. Nevada, side note, coming off a 33-6 loss against the Vandals of Idaho at home.
There we go,
wow,
man.
That's like all-time bad.
Give me the money line then.
Plus 17-1. Yeah, they'll pay for a new house. All right, let's go to the Big 12 opener. Last 2 games on the slate. Man, how about this one? TCU going down to Houston. The opener, Dana, home dog. To me, Houston's a more proven team. Over-under set at 64, by the way. So expect some fucking fireworks. This one's going to be exciting. This one's going to be a speed race game here. Back and forth, back and forth. I think this one, right up with that over-under number, 34, 31, either way, maybe 38, 34. Give me Houston all over the points. And I think they're a live dog in this game. We've seen Dana coming off a disappointing loss, looking ahead. They've had this one circled. TCU kept them out of the Big 12. Not tonight, not Saturday night in H-Town. Give me the Cougs on the money line. Get it done, Dana.
I do think this might be a bit of a barn burner in terms of scoring back and forth, in which case Houston is not the more proven team, even though they're the better of the 2 teams when it comes down to how bad TCU's defense is. And to be completely honest, their offense looked pretty good against Colorado. They just made stupid mistakes at the worst place. Mm-hmm. And yeah, Colorado's really, really good, I think. And because of that, I'm taking TCU to cover on the road at Dana. I think TCU's better because they got, they played a pretty good game against Colorado, and we might look back and say, that was one of the couple of teams that got close to them.
I know Houston's a popular, as Ryan was saying, Ryan and the Ryan in the chat was saying Houston's a popular money line pick, but dang, I like it. I think this is the perfect Big 12 game to start off the Big 12 season. This just feels like one of those classics. I got Houston winning 44-41. Good old Big 12 score. And Kennedy is right. Where's this game again?
It's in
It's in Houston. It's in Houston.
That's right. Okay, so believe it or not, Kennedy is going with the Fort Worth area of TCU. I was just making sure because I didn't know if Kennedy wanted to return back to Dallas, but at least the game's in Houston, so maybe that's why he's picking TCU. Got to be a little careful going into TCU for the home team for Kennedy. You know, we can't lose the coin. We still want him here.
Let me ask you this: who's the more proven quarterback in this game? I think you can make it. I think it's a toss-up. I have not been impressed with Chandler Morris.
No, it's Donovan Smith. No, Chandler Morris was out all last year, and he already lost to Colorado. It's at least Donovan Smith showed up at times.
I think it's a dead heat. I think Chandler Morris showed up okay against Colorado.
Again, he did, but he had some bad
flashes.
Yeah, a couple of mistakes, but
well, I guess I guess the reason I'm going Smith is there's more of a sample size.
That makes sense. I also think that I favor Sonny Dykes more than Dana.
Easy there. Don't sleep on the Red. Don't sleep on the Red Bull cannon. Prime time is a home dog, baby. I've seen this one. He's gonna have all the trick plays, triple reverses, fake punts. His hair's gonna be flying everywhere, visor flying everywhere, headset. Who knows what the fuck he'll do? Speaking of Dana Holgorsen, Dana got to coach in this rivalry once upon a time. He finished 1-0. And that was in 2011. That was the last time Pitt came to Morgantown, 2011. This has been 12 years in the making. That'll be on Saturday night, Saturday, September the 16th. This is the line, by the way, everybody. If you followed us in the summer, we told you to go bet West Virginia +1, +100 on the money line because it was going to flip that West Virginia was going to be favored. And all you self-entitled Pitt fans, like the jackasses you are, said you're crazy. West Virginia's not going to be favored. Well, how about that? 48 hours till kickoff, and they're laying 2.5. And by the way, that thing's going to go over 3 by the time this thing kicks off. So you better get out of the way because the Mountaineers are coming on Saturday night. Troy, I'm going to go to you, and we'll come back around the horn. Where is your handicap with this West Virginia Pitt game? And give me a score prediction.
So we were, I was telling you, I rewatched the whole game from last year, and the biggest issue that I saw were false starts from that offensive line, to be completely honest. They had a couple of, 3rd and 4s, 3rd and 5s that turned into 3rd and longs where they can't run the ball and then therefore had to punt. They now have, maybe the best offensive line in the Big 12 with everybody coming back and the games in Morgantown, so you don't have to worry about that crowd noise. I think they clean that up. I think West Virginia gets them by 10. I'm going to go 30-20. And on Tuesday, we told you, even on Tuesday, it was still West Virginia +1 to get on that. Definitely get on this before it gets to 3. I could see a garbage time Pitt touchdown with like 15 seconds left to make it a 3-point game or something like that. But, yeah, I'm going to go 30-20.
Rush?
30-20. I like that 30 mark for the Mountaineers, Troy. So we talked about this game all week, Ryan, on the Ryan and Rush show, and everyone go subscribe to the Ryan and Rush show. More of the West Virginia side of things, but of course we talk Big 12 as well. At Ryan and Rush show on Twitter and Instagram, and we talked about this game. And Troy, you brought it up: is West Virginia can't shoot themselves in the foot. They can't do stupid things. If they play their game, they are the better team in this, especially when you see Jerkovich already crying over the fans booing him last week, et cetera, et cetera. West Virginia is winning this game, and they're winning this game 30-13. First time that they play in Morgantown since 2011. I'm already seeing it out here. People are going nuts. I barely have guest parking as it is. They're all here. There's signs out. There's parking signs. Kroger's packed. RVs are here. Mountaineers are here, and we're Pitt fans. They only show up when they win from time to time. So Mountaineers money line, I guess they're favored now, but Mountaineers on the spread, on the money line. Take all the Mountaineer stats. They're winning this freaking game. Let's go Mountaineers, baby.
Who's Kennedy going with? And then I'll wrap it up and we'll go to Lock Dog Tees.
I might, the way Kennedy landed, I might need to flip him over one half turn.
You might just need to make the decision for him on this one.
Kennedy, unfortunately, is going with Pitt.
Oh,
even though Kennedy loved West Virginia, he would. Down the street it's JFK Park, in Star City.
Yeah, but Kennedy loves a good jerk off vid.
Yeah, that's true too. Well, he's going in terms of the spread, so he knows he's thinking West Virginia's going to win by like a point or two. So it's all right. He's just going off the spread, everyone. So
yeah, no, I agree. And we'll go right into lock, dog, and tease because I didn't pick that last game because it is my lock. And just like I said, it's been my lock since that damn spread came out in the summer. I said, go grab it at 1, grab it at -1 earlier in the week, grab it at 2.5, grab it at 3.5. You give me any line. This is a TCE college experience, culture play, system play, alcohol play, home team play, rivalry play. They haven't come to Morgantown in 12 years. They want no part of this game. Narduzzi's half out the door to Michigan State. The Mountaineers are going to absolutely beat the shit out of Pitt physically and mentally on Saturday night. Give me the Mountaineers, 34-17. Sweet Caroline, eat shit, Pitt. Let's go. All right, so 34-17 for my lock of the Mountaineers. Your lock, Troy.
I'm locking the stink, baby. My lock is Kansas State going on the road and beating the living fuck out of Missouri. This is not a 4-point game. This is Kansas State again. I'm going to continue to harp this. They are the class of the Big 12. They are better than Texas, and they don't have the flash, so they don't get the credit. But the flash doesn't matter when you can just shove it right down their goddamn throat.
Troy's on the K-Staters. Rush. Culture play.
Dude, why are you asking dumb questions? Of course.
I should. Yeah. I tried to transition it into me for my lock and dog. I tried to be straight. And I was like, wait, Russ is probably going to lock up the same game. I should have thought about that better.
There we go. Lock West Virginia. Lock an alternate spread. Lock the score I gave you. Lock anything as long as it's West Virginia winning this game. Absolute lock.
Love it. All right, so Rush and I are on the Mountaineers. Troy's on the K-Staters. For my dog, I'm not taking Missouri. I don't want that to happen, even though I'm scared to death of that game with the stink. Houston, give me Dana. Give me a little Mountaineer Dana Magic Saturday night. Oh man, I'm excited for this game. Give me the Cougs, and I'm seeing what, plus 250 on the money line. Yep, plus 250 with the Cougs.
I'm going to pick a different Coug, but BYU.
The real.
Oh, yeah. I like that. Yeah.
I think the defense might be able to hang them in there long enough that maybe the experience of Keaton Slovis is enough to beat somebody like KJ. I mean, I know KJ has more talent, but if you know your team's really stopping him and you get that confidence, maybe he hits a few shots.
I like it. I guess we're going for the cat trifecta. Ryan, our good friends, Adam and Lindsay, get married this Saturday. Both alumni of Ohio University and good old Athens. Hey, Ohio, that to me, that feels the best. Bearcats, baby. Bearcats.
Okay.
With the cat trifecta. I guess
you mean the Bobcats.
The Bobcats. Pardon me. I was thinking of Cincinnati Bearcats. You're right. The Ohio Bobcats.
Because they're from Cincinnati. No, because they're from Cincinnati.
They're Cincinnati Bengals fan. Ohio. It's Ohio. Whatever. Same thing.
Same fucking
yes,
thing.
You're right. The Bobcats. It's the Cougar. Excuse me, not the Cougar. It's the cat trifecta. With you guys both on the Cougars and me on the Bobcats. Go Ohio.
Love it.
Ohio.
Teaser. Give me Oklahoma State down to -1.5. Win the game, Gundy. Don't fuck around.
Correct.
BYU up to 14.5. I like that. They keep this within 2 touchdowns. I like that, getting over that key number. And for my second one, God, I don't really like any of these numbers with the teases. I guess give me Miami of Ohio up to 20.5. Yeah, up to 20.5.
I was going to go Oklahoma State down to 1.5. I guess Oklahoma down to 22.5. And Texas down to what? 23.5.
That's not a bad one at all. Get across that 24 and 28 numbers. Yeah.
I'm going to go Kansas State +2.
Love it.
Houston +13.5. And Ohio +9.
Okay. Moneyline round robin. I'm trying to think what we all agreed with. We all agreed on BYU. I thought BYU was actually our strongest lean in the end in terms of an outright dog. I mean, Troy actually gave it out as his dog play. So I'm going to punch in. By the way, West Virginia's up to 3-point favorites now. So
there we go.
Pitt again.
Nope, but we got it at 2.5. Nope, we got it counts.
Well, shit, we got it at
actually, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
They're gonna win by fucking 2 to 3 touchdowns. So for this one, let's go BYU. What time's BYU play? I'm trying to go.
Same time as West Virginia Pitt, 7:30.
We have to get that on the TV.
For
our other one, we liked. Did we want to go South Alabama?
No.
No, you guys had Oklahoma State.
No. Do we want to make it the Cat special? Like I said, both Cougars in Ohio.
But Troy liked TCU. We liked
TCU.
Another dog. We all liked Miami of Ohio.
BYU, Miami of Ohio, and Ohio.
I like Iowa State a lot actually in that game. We got to take.
Well, I guess we're not doing.
We got to
well
find
here.
one more. We got to find one more.
So we're doing BYU, Miami of Ohio. What does the chat have to say about this?
You know what we do?
West Virginia in there.
Just put West Virginia. Yeah.
Oh, money. Okay, I thought we were doing all. Okay.
Well, if we don't agree on all of them, so we got.
So BYU, Miami of Ohio, BYU at +8.5, Miami of Ohio. Well, I guess it's just moneyline dogs.
Yeah,
so
it's just
BYU, Miami of Ohio, and West Virginia.
Yep, West Virginia minus
on
DraftKings right now. That Moneyline round robin is still 33-1, even with the favorite.
All right, everybody, pray for shitty Emory Jones, please. Come, we know you're there somewhere.
I feel like actually we're owed a favorite if we're taking +450 on the money line. So hopefully they don't let us down. Well, shit, the big dog hit last week, Rice, but fucking Texas Tech and Baylor didn't come through for us. Yeah, Ryan Acey wants to throw W in there. That's a culture play, system play. Get the fuck out of here, Pitt. You have no idea what's coming your way Saturday night. Place is going to burn. Rush, tell everybody where to find you other than the blue lot.
Drinking beer. At Rambling Rush. If Ryan flashes it up there, it's all there for you. At Rambling Rush, Twitter, Instagram. Like I said, follow the Ryan and Rush show as well on YouTube. We've officially hit monetization, so thank you all for your support there. Finally making a couple bucks off of some ads. So for the West Virginia side of things, so follow the Ryan and Rush show as well, especially our Monday show when we kick Pitt's ass.
Yeah, you guys can follow me on the X, just at Troy Chewning, the full name. I'm gonna have to see some videos of some couches burning.
They'll happen.
I mean, it's been way too long. All that pent up tension. It's the place. You might burn the whole city down. Like it might just be 100% every couch in all of Morgantown, as well as the buildings and everything just down.
Guys, I'm moving back to Northern Virginia. I don't have a city to live in. We beat Pitt, but it was worth it.
Hopefully, yeah. If you're not getting almost arrested Saturday night, you're not doing it right. So if you're in Morgantown for this game, get lit.
Almost,
absolutely
keyword.
love it. Yeah, push it a little bit, but don't go overboard. So
as Colby says, if you don't take pepper spray to the face, you're not doing it right.
Yeah, you moonshine, pepper spray, it's all going to be in the air in Morgantown. Other than the blue lot, you'll find me early and often in the blue lot Saturday morning for the West Virginia Pitt game. But at Moneyline_Mac, hey, guys, seriously, if any of you guys are in Morgantown this weekend, hit us up. Love to drink some beers in the parking lot and get ready for this Mountaineer beatdown. We will see everybody on Tuesday for our Big 12 Game of the Week look ahead, which is going to be fun because we actually got some Big 12 games, Big 12 versus Big 12 play. But that's all we got. And one last thing, full disclosure, Pitt fans, we're your worst nightmare on Saturday, baby. Sweet Caroline, eat shit, Pitt. Let it ride.
Do that.